Kenny, you're coming off 2 really good games, maybe your best game against South Carolina. You talked about assists and turnovers and how many minutes you played. And Coach said he's seen a different mindset from you since you got back to Texas. Just how much did that motivate you when he signed you for the last 4 or 5 minutes at Texas? And was last week a result of that?
After that game, I learned a lot, honestly. And me and him, I talked to Coach Barnes and just let him know that this game it's a learning lesson for me, and I learned a lot from that game. Just sitting and watching the last 4 minutes of the game, I wasn't mad at anything. It just, I'm still cheering my team on from that game. And after the game, TJ Forehead talked to me, took me on the court, and told me a few things, just about the game and what Coach Barnes expected and what he learned from as a player from him when Coach Barnes had coached him. So ever since that game, my mindset has changed.
Great. Then Jimmy, how are you better defensively? Where have you improved in that area, and do you get lost in the game when you do focus on the defense like Rick talks about?
They're just, mental-wise, honestly. Before, I wasn't, locked in, off ball, it's a great on ball, but off ball, sometimes I'll fall asleep. But, I've been staying more locked in, and these last few games, ever since Texas game, I had a different mindset, honestly, and just keeping locked in on the defensive end. And, Coach said if I'm playing hard on defense, my offense game will come, which is it's been going on. So, just staying more locked in and, competing hard at every single possession.
Kenny, Coach has talked about how much you've learned through the course of the season. What specifically have you learned?
Honestly, just, each game is different. Each team has a different game plan for us, and whether what they do on defense, each game won't be the same. You won't do the same thing you did the last game. So that's what I learned since I've gotten to college, that each team's going to have a different game plan for you, and you got to come prepared every single game, and I'll take it for granted.
Rick said that the Texas game wasn't the first time that you all, or that you and TJ had spoken and him trying to give you some advice. Just how often do you all speak, and just kind of what have you learned from him?
He texted me one time out of nowhere. I think I can't remember what game it was. He texted me a long message just telling me, do I have any questions? So I asked him all the questions I have for him, and we talked on the phone. We text each other. So he gives me great advice. Just coming from playing for Coach Barnes for 2 years, he gave me great advice on what me as a point guard needs to do for this team. And after the Texas game, me seeing him in person, talking to him in person really helped me a lot. It's different from talking to somebody on the phone and texting in person. So I really learned a lot from what he's told me. Just keep playing hard and, just get to my spots on the court that, you're lethal in, and get into that spot and everything else will come to you.
Have you seen that play out these last couple of games, what you all talked about after Texas?
Yeah, just getting to my spots, honestly, not settling for threes, Coach Barnes always said, stuff like that, and just my mid-range, just getting to that spot, my hot spot, knowing where my good spots on the court and knowing where my bad spots on the court. That's what Coach Barnes and TJ has taught me.
How has he helped you with Rick? Is that just how you communicate with Rick, or what are those conversations like?
He's told me, just like after the Texas game, he just told me you have to let Coach Barnes know, communicate with him more, because when he sees a point guard not talking, he thinks something wrong. He's not into the game. He's not locked in. So ever since that game, if I see something, he's like, talk to Coach Barnes during the free throw. So everything I see, wherever I see through the game, go to Coach Barnes, talk to him during the free throw, time out, tell Coach Barnes what I see on the defensive end, and see how they're playing me, see how they're playing the coverages, seeing how they're tagging, who they're helping. So that's what I've been doing. That's what he's taught me to do with Coach Barnes ever since the Texas game.
Kennedy, since the Texas game, the offense struggled. The last 2 games, you scored like 90 and 81 points. What's been the key? Why do you think the offense has been more efficient the last 2 games?
For me, I feel like we're just pushing the ball more. We're not walking the ball on the court now. We're pushing it, getting up with speed. And I feel like nobody's really overthinking like we did these past couple of games that we had early in the years. We were all overthinking about certain shots to take, what should we do, and I feel like everybody's playing with more confidence, and it's going to keep going, continue to get better and better, just watching film and continue to learn from the mistakes that we made. And I feel like if we can continue to do this, and we can be lethal on the offensive end because we know we're capable of on the defensive end as well. But I feel our offense has gotten a whole lot better the last 2 games, and we just got to keep on doing it and get ready for this game on Wednesday.
Just defensively, how much does Olivier mean to you all defensively, and how much will his presence be missed?
He's probably our one of our best defenders, honestly. Just a shot blocker, somebody like the block he had in South Carolina was crazy, and we're gonna miss somebody that's doing that. So we just need somebody else, to better fill in, take his spot, and better do the same thing he did, bring the same energy that he had, same competitiveness. So that's what we're gonna have some people that's gonna have to step up to fill in his presence.
Reese?
Josiah Jordan-James had some descriptive words for Zakai Ziegler after the last game. Now he's been named Freshman of the Week. What would you describe Zakai Ziegler as?
I feel like people take him for granted just because his height. That's what I knew. That's what I had told him when he got here. I said, you better beat a lot of people, and people gonna take you for granted, and that's what they've been doing. Just because he's that short doesn't mean anything. He's competitive. He's a Nat, and he plays hard every single time. And that's what he's been doing ever since he got here. He's helped me in practice, and we compete with each other every single day. So both of us get better every single day, and we take it towards the game. And he just when he comes off the bench, he just brings the energy, and that's what we need for somebody to do, to come off the bench, to bring energy.
All right, anything else? Kennedy, thank you very much.
Thanks, Kennedy.
Bro.